This is our Morgan 462. It's 46 feet of sailboat, and she was made in 1981. The name is currently Adelia Joe, which is the grandma of the person who bought this boat originally. Evan and I plan to change the name, but anyway, here's a tour of Greenbird. So right now I'm standing at the very front of the boat and facing backwards, but if I turn around, here's the very front. So it has that little spot for you to stand like on the Titanic. Here's all of our rope and stuff that's holding us to our mooring. So this is connected down to the bottom of the ocean, and all those lines just run down there. They're pretty twisted up right now. Here's an anchor, which we haven't had to use yet. This is the port side. I'm gonna try to remember all the stuff we've installed since getting the boat. So all of these lifelines on the side, Evan and I installed those, and these stanchions. So then we ran the lifelines through them. In the very back is kind of like our garage, I guess. So these are all of our water jugs. That's how we get fresh water on the boat for showers and dishes. So we go to shore and fill those up and then bring them back. This cooler, we don't have a fridge, so this cooler we use sometimes. A bunch of gas cans and a fuel tank from the old dinghy. Evan installed these benches, and then I sanded them and put some varnish on there. There's our old dinghy that we try not to use very much. It's kind of a backup now. This is an anchor locker. There's one anchor on top of it that we found at the bottom of the ocean and just brought up. This is an air pump that doesn't work. There's a lock for one of the dinghies, and that's an old lower unit from our broken outboard. So now I'm at the very back of the boat. You can see the boom right there, which holds the mainsail. And so when we sail, we hoist that all the way up. Right now it's all wrapped so that the sun doesn't damage it. On a real boat, this is not supposed to just be line. It's supposed to be like a steel cable. So before we sail much more, we need to get that fixed. So from the back of the boat, we can open this hatch, which goes down to the bedroom. This isn't normally how we get down to the bedroom. If we go, these windows, I installed all these windows. I'll show you what the old ones looked like, but basically we had to rip this out of like 3 inches of sealant. We ordered this plexiglass and then got them all in there. I'm very proud of these windows. This is how we fill up our water. So this thing twists off and we pour water in there. This is our other dinghy that we bought from Evan's friend Matt. He gave us a good deal on it, which was very well timed because our other dinghy broke. So then if I go into the cockpit, we have miscellaneous things here right now. Here's like the steering wheel, there's an oar, a bunch of stuff. This water sprayer is how we initially took showers when we first moved on the boat. This table's pretty cool. It folds up and there's a little peg you can put under it, so we eat dinner here sometimes. And this is like our front door. So we never lock this. That top part slides back, and then these little doors open. And then before I leave up here, I painted all this stuff. So this is like a grip textured paint, so that you don't slip when you're walking on deck. And then I use just like high gloss paint for everything else, and it's super slick. So anyway, the grippy paint is really good, and that came from our boat neighbor. That's our boat neighbor Forrest. He got that paint for his son, who was the previous boat owner. So if I go down here, you take these little steps straight into the galley. So now we're in the galley. This is our sink, which Evan installed. There are some LED lights that the previous owners had. This is our stove, and it's gimbaled. So let's make this a little less blurry. So that when the boat is rocking, the stove rocks with it so that you don't pour boiling water on yourself. Little cabinet space here, coffee stuff, some pickles, a bunch of shelf-stable milk back there. That's been a big winner. There used to be some cabinet stuff up here. You can see like the watermark from it, I guess. And I ripped that out when we first got here because it was blocking this whole big area for you to view the main salon. So this is the main salon. The upholstery used to just be this like white pleather, and it looked terrible and was stained. So I covered it up with this stuff. So now we have nice looking cushions. I sanded some of these little cabinet doors and stained them, just kind of experimenting with what worked in here. That clock is Uncle Dick's. This is the mast, so that's what makes the boat sail. Over here, more seating and some decorations. There are a bunch of little cubbies all over the boat. So this one has some snorkel stuff in there. And you can open this door, and there's like a broom closet, some lobster snares. This stuff is ductwork for air conditioning units, which we don't have hooked up. I guess they exist on the boat, but it hasn't been a priority. This is our Christmas wreath. Instead of doing a tree, we have a nice wreath. This is actually the bottom of a big table. So you can fold down that middle piece and a whole big table comes down. So it kind of fits into this seating area. And that's where we eat sometimes. This is the V-Berth. The V-Berth used to be full of junk, boat stuff. So we were able to kind of consolidate that to other places. And this is the V-Berth, and I love it. It's very cute. So if any of you come to visit, this is likely where you will sleep. It stays very cool in here because there's this awesome hatch. So you open this hatch and wind just kind of like scoops through there. Here's another closet that has life jackets, rope, like laundry detergent, trash bags, towels. That's our generator. We really only use that to use hair clippers when I cut my hair. I think once in an emergency we had to charge phones with it. This is the Nav Station. Normally you would have maps and like tech there so that you could figure out where you're, like the points you're plotting. This is the side of the boat that was damaged when the boat like sank and flipped over. Not while we were on it. So anyway, that piece of the wall is kind of folding down. Not a big deal. Here is our like power stuff. Only these two switches work. So these are the only two we use for lights, fans, and water. This is a disaster. These are the tool shelves. We were left with these, which is awesome because we didn't have to buy any tools really. But it looks pretty terrible. So we'll fix that eventually. Those are some bowls that collect water because when it rains, water just floods in through here. That's the base of the stanchion I mentioned earlier. Okay. Here's another closet. It's like paint and stuff in there. This door you can access from like the hallway, and it takes you into the bathroom. I guess I'll back up some. So this is the engine room right through this hallway, right across from the tools. This is where our engine is. A fuel tank there, an engine, bunch of plumbing stuff. And then when you go back here, this is our bedroom. And it's pretty big. There's a queen bed. This is all my and Evan's stuff because we're about to travel. But we also have water bottles back here all the time. There's another bowl to collect rainwater because that fan is another place where water just pours through when it rains. These two fans were here when we got here. The floors I did all of. I'm very proud of them. They looked terrible before we moved here. So anyway, this is like vinyl sheet. And so I cut out some templates and then made these kind of customized to the boat. We have more cubbies and stuff here where we keep stuff. That's where we charge our phones. That was here when we got here. Our electrical on the boat is not with it, so we got to upgrade that. This is our bathroom. Open this door. This is our bathroom. There's a full big shower and a tub. This is our toilet. I'm not a fan of our toilet. It's not great. If I go back into the bedroom, you can get out right there. So we often lay in bed and can see shooting stars from here. That's the bottom of our boom from the sail. And then we go back out past the engine room, past the tool shelf. We're back in the main salon. It's the galley again. Then these stairs. And we're back to where we started.